Miss Neldeberg, and I'm going to talk about developing and putting in your 4-year plan into Naviance. First, from the home page, there's a couple of links I want to show you. Under the welcome on this right-hand side, there is a link to the planning guide that you can use to look at all the courses and policies that we have. I'm just going to go back to Naviance here. Then there's also this document is in the planning guide, but the graduation requirements, but I made a special link to it so you can see the graduation requirements. So there's a document that shows your freshman year, the courses that you should take, your sophomore, your junior, and your senior year. And then the floating requirements that you have to take: health, personal finance, PE, all of those. So this is an important thing to look at when making your 4-year plan. So I'm going to go back to Naviance. And from the home page, we are going to look, you're going to click under courses and then manage course plans. So there will be 2 plans to choose from: the Carl Junction High School Plan of Study, and then probably on yours there will be one that says Honors. And here, Honors, Carl Junction. So if you're thinking that you want to follow the Honors path, you would click that one, but everybody else is going to choose just the regular Carl Junction High School Plan of Study. And this is what it looks like under when you're managing your course plan. It's kind of like a grid, and there's 2 ways to look at it. So it has the grades across the top, and you can look at 9th grade going down. So you can think about in 9th grade, these are all the classes as it follows down that I'm going to take, that I'm going to plan for 10th grade, 11th, and 12th. The other way you can kind of think about it, and might be easier when you're planning, is to look at it across and think about a subject area and all your requirements in that one subject area. So that's what I like to do, and how I'm going to show you how to do it. So first, you're going to look at language arts, and I can see that there are 3.5 credits required for language arts. If I look back at the plan shown here, I can see English language arts LA1 is under freshman year, LA2, LA3, and then senior, there's all these choices. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to add courses. And what this does is show me each grade. So I'm going to choose language arts 1 for 9th grade, grade 10, language arts 2. There's a couple of other options because, if someone failed or other things kind of happen, but the typical choice is going to be language arts 2, then language arts 3 in junior year. And then in 12th grade, the only thing I have to have is a 0.5 credit. So I could take the LA4 tech writing, which is a half a credit, or I could choose to do the dual credit English comp, where I get college credit. The college prep language arts 4, which is a year-long credit. If I'm thinking about college, that will get me ready for it. AP LA4, which is where I take the advanced placement test. Or the other choices are, if you've failed those other years. So I think I'm going to choose college prep language arts 4. And then I'm going to make sure I click this button at the end that says add courses to your plan. Then, and here's a step I need you to remember: scroll all the way back up and I can see, okay, I added language arts 1 in grade 9, language arts 2 in grade 10, language arts 3 in grade 11, and college prep language arts 4 in grade 12. And I've got to go back up to the top and save and close. And what it did was inserted them in my plan now. So I've got all my language credits chosen. And then I can do the same thing with social studies. In grade 9, it's world studies. In grade 10, it's typically American government. There might be a reason. A student working with their case manager, or maybe they moved in from somewhere else, might take modern American history, might do it a different year. Um, in grade 11, typically you're taking modern American history or DC US history. So that's if you're getting college credit. So either one of those fulfill that junior year credit. I'm going to choose modern American history. So you only need 3 social studies, grades 9, 10, and 11. And so I'm going to add those courses to my plan. Scroll back up. I can see them, world studies in 9th, government in 10th, modern American history in 11. And then I'm going to save and close. Let's say that I'm like, oh, I know that I want to take a social studies my senior year, and I know that I want it to be AP Psych, but technically that is an elective because it's not a graduation requirement. So where you would find that is actually in the underneath the electives down here, where you'll add a course. And the electives it's a little more complicated because it's a big long list because there's a lot of electives. But I know that the one I want to add right now is AP Psych. So I'm going to search for it, and I found it, AP Psychology. And then I'm going to choose, I have to select a grade up here. So I've got AP Psych clicked, but then I have to choose which grade I want to take it in. I knew I wanted to take it in 12th grade, so I can add that to my plan. It's got AP Psych in 12th grade, and save and close. So now it's not showing up in this social studies line because, again, it's not that requirement, but it's in my 12th grade line down in my electives. So let me do math real quick. I'm going to take Algebra 1, freshman year, geometry, sophomore year, Algebra 2 honors, and I'm going to add those courses to my plan and save and close. Of course you have a break. I'm done. You're done. And then now my math is done. Science, I'm going to add. I'm going to take physical science my freshman year. Sophomore year, either chemistry or environmental and earth and space are the best choices. So I think I'm going to take chemistry. And then my junior year, I'm going to take biology. And then I'm going to add those to my plan. Up here, physical science, grade 9, chemistry, grade 10, biology, grade 11, save and close. And it's got those in there. Now, these things like oral comm, PE, health, these are my floating requirements, my fine art. So I'll have to add those in, where they're going to fall in the other years. So oral comm, I think I'm going to choose from this list. There's only 2 choices. I'm going to take that. I'm going to click that. It shows up here. I'm going to select, I'm going to take it in 9th grade. Oral comm, 9th grade, save and close. Now I've got oral comm listed in 9th grade. And then I just keep going like that. I could finish out my freshman year just to show you. So the oral comm is half a credit. So I'm going to add in health my freshman year also. Grade 9. Save and close. My freshman year, I'm going to take PE. Just regular PE for me, no weights or anything. Grade 9. Save and close. Then how many credits do I have? See, it's telling me that I've scheduled 6 credits in my freshman year so far. So I've got 2. It's 8 per year, so I've got 2 more spots to fill. I think I think I want to take art, and that could be like under the elective area, but it also meets my fine art requirement. So I want to go ahead and put it there so I know, so I can keep track of that I've met that requirement. And then I think I also want to take theater. So that's also a fine art, but I've already met that requirement. So now theater is just going to go as an elective. So I've got all these electives to choose from. So I'm going to look for theater. There it is, theater 1. I'm going to take that my 9th grade year. See, now I've got 2 electives picked and save that. So 9th grade, I have 8 credits chosen, and they're all listed here, what I've got. And so my 9th grade year is planned. Now I can continue to go with 10th, 11th, and 12th. I hope this has been helpful. Ask your counselor if you have more questions.